Welcome back to the channel. It is now June. The last time you and I spoke was April. But in between, there's quite a bit of things that happen with our other businesses that take us away from a lot of the free time that we have on the weekends to be able to produce content for you. Do apologize for that, but got to pay the bills. So what we are working on now is actually getting back into the very first part of the project, which typically is done much earlier than it's going to be in this case, which is dealing with the existing body panels and structure that needs to come out of the car to be replaced by fresh steel. And where we are now is really getting down to the last parts of removing and preserving at the same time. This section here, this is the back of the car. This is the front of the car. This is where the rear seat is right here. This is where the gas tank goes. This is the transition panel from the back of the car compartment to the trunk. This is the side of the trunk, and the side of the trunk, when you open up the trunk, you see this and this. You see the gas tank, and then this is what connects to the quarter panels. This is the wheel arch for the rear wheel. This is the support structure and the rear frame rail that supports the rear axle, and the rear axle essentially goes through this section. So this entire section is really what's left on the car. Not quite the whole section, but that's the part that we have not yet. And we've gotten from here to here, and we've gotten from here to here, but we still have this section. Now the complication in this is that this is a convertible. And in a convertible, there are additional pieces that are not normally present in a regular coupe or even a fastback. So in a convertible, you have the piece here that goes behind the rear seat. So the rear seats are here, and this is the rear seat cushion here, and this is the support that goes across from this side of the car to this side of the car. You also have these super strong support pieces here. The reason for all of this extra strength is that there's no roof. And when there is no roof, there is not a structural member that actually connects both sides of the car and both halves of the car. So additional structure is needed to make up for that missing structure. So you have all of this that we have to contend with to either save or at least modify so that we can get the parts that aren't staying in the car out. Behind this, so you have your rear seat, you have your rear seat pan. Behind it are not one but two additional plates. You have this additional support that runs perpendicular to the rear seat pan and basically runs across to provide additional support against the back of the seat brace, and then actually connects to this transition panel. So this is it's welded in all these different spots, welded all the way around here to provide additional strength in this direction and ties in with this piece going this direction. In addition to this and this, on top of all that, you have an additional piece. So essentially you're forming an A-frame between the back seat brace, that interior lateral horizontal piece, and the back. So it's all kind of ties together, which means that you can't get to that inside panel without removing this. And since what we don't want to do is we don't want to disassociate the car from these reference points and these reference locations for welding the car back together, we want to preserve all of this geometry. We want to preserve it all in place so that we can simply remove everything underneath it, replace it with our full floor assembly, and it will actually inform us as to the correct exact location and geometry that all those pieces need in order to go back together. So the complication we have right now is that we are at the point where we have everything done up to this point here. And we now have to figure out a way to cut away at this part without messing with this. Although we've already drilled out these weld spots. So let's get started on that. And it'll probably be a time lapse, and it'll probably look like I'm not enjoying myself because I have to crawl underneath the car. And let's get this party started. So as you could probably guess, that was awful. Uncomfortable, cramped, confining, and just not comfortable. I finally had to grab a bucket to sit on in order to just put myself in a comfortable position to be able to do what I'm doing up in here. But you can see, as you can see underneath, we still have all of that underneath there that still has to come out. And it's super uncomfortable because it's under the car. So what I think that I would like to do, again, in theory, is I would like to somehow grab this car somewhere in here and lift the entire back of the car up high enough so that I can just walk under it and work on it in front of me. So the first thing I want to see is how high can I lift the car with my engine hoist, and can I lift it up high enough? If I can lift it up at least to here, then I can walk underneath it, and I can actually work on that section a little bit easier than trying to reach underneath or lay on my back and have everything fall on me, which I really don't want to do. So I think we're going to try that. It's going to be confined in here because it's super hot outside. So I'm trying not to open the doors. I'm running the air conditioner to hope that that would help me. So let's see what happens with trying to lift up the back of this car and how hard we can get it without the front end falling off the body stand and securing it in place so that it'll be safe for us to work under. Let's try that. So much fun. So much fun being a one-man show. My challenge right now is I got to get the lift underneath the car with the legs out, which is always fun. So then you got to lift up the stand to get the pin in the leg. Okay, now why are you not cooperating today? I don't appreciate that at all. Okay. Thank you for your cooperation. Okay, so now we got the one leg in. You really can't see anything over there, so I'm going to move you. You can't see anything over here because you're totally blocked. So why don't I put you over here, or we can all play along. Oh, hey, nice to meet you. Okay. So now this guy goes over there, underneath there. And, hello, you're blocked too. So let me move everything. Sir. All right, so what we've done so far is we got one leg in and one leg under the car, like that. Now we got to get the other leg under the car, because everything has to be difficult in life. Nothing can be easy. Everything earned, nothing is given. LeBron James. Now let's hope that we can get this pin in without having to put the jack back under the stand. Understand? Hey, look at that, works great. Almost like we had any idea what we were doing. Okay. Spoke too soon. you have to go over there. I know you don't want to, but you have to. There you go. So now the second leg is down. And should we put it, let's see, should we split it? Okay, that doesn't let us get in the center. So let's put both legs under the center of the stand if we can do that, which it looks like we might, could, possibly, maybe. Hey, looky there, we made it happen. Ish. We sort of made something happen. Okay, you can let go of that. Thank you. Turn it loose. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Okay. So now, okay. So what I have now, I'll let you see what I got going on over here. Oh, you weren't even running. That's fabulous. Okay. That's always great. So what we have is we have the engine stand, engine hoist with the legs underneath of the car. We have this in the center of the car, and we need to pick this up. So what I think we'll first try to do, is make sure that that cross member is actually seated on both sides. And once we make sure the cross member is seated on both sides, we probably could pick it right from there, which gives us the maximum amount of height liftability in the hoist, because the hoist is pretty low and it can go pretty high. So I think that's what we're going to do. Let me get a mallet and make sure that that's right, which it doesn't look right, but we'll do what we can. We need our adjustment tool. Translation, big hammer. We come over here. It's unbelievably hot in here. I'm going to use a dead blow hammer, which means it helps resist recoil. Dead blow hammer helps to resist recoil. And let's see, the connector for that is here, and it is completely loose. Okay, we're gonna hope that that stays put, because that's all you can do is hope. You must have hope. Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope. Now, the other thing that we got to deal with is that this body cart is on rollers, and the rollers also swivel, which means that the adjustment of the weight is going to want to cause the cart to kind of settle and move around and find its own level. So we're going to have to account for that. Try to get these wheels facing the right direction so they don't move around too much. Too much. Too much. It's too much.
as my mother would say. Okay, so the body is strapped to the cart as best as possible. And since we're lifting both, hopefully it won't slide too much, which I can pretty much guess that's what's going to do. And I really could use a shackle, which is not handy, of course. Of course it's not handy. Handy, Andy. So let's grab this one. Right. Really like very much not to hurt myself today, but I don't know how much control I have over that. Okay, if you could just stay there, I'd really appreciate it if you, sir, would just stay where you are. While I work on my experiment and try not to hurt myself in other ways. It's always interesting. Oop, sorry, pardon me. I apologize. I apologize. So sorry. It's okay. You can play along. So now I got to get in the car to try to attach this to the car without falling on the car or the car falling on me. Now, if I were smart and I were doing smart things, I would not grab this by the cart. Well, I guess I could grab it by the cart, but I would also grab it by the car. So if I put this here in the center, well, that's as close as you're going to get, isn't it? Okay. No, that's not accessible to me. I don't want to screw this up. Okay. So this is what we got. This is what we're going to try. And my pin fell on the ground. It's always lovely. So we're just trying to find a safe way to do this. Safe in quotations. Safe adjacent is really probably what best we can hope for. It's just, you know, all you can do is just see what happens. Oh, you know, I probably could have, you know, let's try that again, shall we? Man, it's just oppressively hot inside the garage. I'm sure it's 90 degrees outside. I do not have an insulated garage door. I think that is the major part of the problem, because in the morning the sun is literally baking into the garage, on the garage door itself. Okay, so if we go here, can we do this? Can we make that? Can you guys make that happen for me? How about that? Can you make that happen? I believe in you. I have faith in you. I think we can make it happen. Oh, maybe we can do it that way. If you guys just cooperate just a little bit and corroborate, that would be fabulous. That would be great. I'm traveling, I'm not driving. Yeah. Okay, so maybe we can only do one like that. Oh, hey, how you doing? Okay, so let's go down here as low as we can, right? Let's put this one here as low as we can. And then we will grab here as best we can. So I need to lower this down. What did I do with my stick? Oh, of course it's over there. Of course it is. It's way over there. See, this is why it's helpful to have an assistant. So you could say, hey, can you assist me in bringing me that thing that I left way over there for no reason whatsoever, other than to not be really paying attention to what I'm doing? Sure, I'll be happy to help you, sir, because I am your assistant. And I am here specifically to do one thing, assist you. Thank you, Mr. Assistant. You're welcome, sir. Okay, so now we got to get this. I can put this in here. Okay, hopefully that's low enough. Let's see. Oh, pardon me, excuse me. All right, so let's see if we can get that on there now. Lordy. Lordy McLorderson. Wonder what Wolverine and Deadpool are doing today. Okay. Let's see if that did it. Oh, look, a little holder for that. And, okay, we are now hooked up-ish, sort of. No? Oh my goodness, what is happening here? You know what? What if we just grab the chain? How does that sound? Can we just grab the chain? We could certainly just grab the chain. You know what we could do? I have an idea. Just came to me. We could just grab the chain. All right, so now comes the moment of truth to see how dumb this idea was. Hopefully it was a great idea and not a dumb idea, because we like to do smart things here in the garage. Let's first move everything over as far this way as we can. Let us also remove any loose objects that could crash to the ground and injure us, because that's not good. And let us deal with this tarp, because right now this tarp doesn't do anything for me. You know, this look doesn't do anything for me. I'm sorry. This is not a good look. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm stuck. Contortionist exercises for the home hobbyist. Okay, how do I get this off of here? Okay, that can come off of there. Let me get that off of there. And make that go away. Okay, so you can just sit over here and think about what you did. Like so. Okay. We want to play, but you're not. It's not your turn. Let me see if I got this right. Okay, that's as best as it can be. Hey, what are you making all that noise for? I did not authorize that noise. Okay, so we're gonna take this off so we can kind of watch what's happening and kind of see our progress. Car says, no, don't take my blanket. Don't take my blanket. Please, don't, I'm naked, don't take my blanket. Please. Be quiet. Take it easy. It's gonna be okay. Take it easy, lady. All right, so we have, and I'm gonna have to move that other camera to be more appropriately placed so as not to be in the middle of the destruction and chaos and carnage. So I think we'll put you over here so you can kind of see what's happening this way. Yep, that's a pretty good spot. Okay. All right, so what we have, can you see me? Hi. Can't see me, but that's okay. And of course my red handle's all the way on the other side. That's just really the best day ever. So now let's see what happens when we try something difficult. Now, my concern also here, this is my newest concern in this whole thing. Wow, that's deflected so bad. Wow, that's deflected so bad. What if we're gonna pretend like that didn't happen? Okay, so my concern is that there's more weight in the back than the front. This is just not gonna work, and something's gonna get broken. But let's just see what we can see. Okay, all it's doing is pulling on the cross member, which is not great. That's not a good start. So let's go ahead and take it back down. That was not a helpful first attempt. Yeah. It may have to be actually attached to the body. We could try attaching it. No, that's not going to work. I really don't want to touch the pieces of the car, but I may not have a choice. All right, so let's see what other choices we have in here. Let's put this in our stick holder. Let's take this back off. You gave it your best shot, buddy. You don't blame yourself. It wasn't you, it was me. Okay, so what if we grabbed it here? We're probably going to need the other shackle, which I was really hoping to avoid. Now the other shackle has decided to leave the universe. There we go. There we go. Hi, how are you? If we grab it right here, Just in my brain, it doesn't really seem to be clicking as to what's going to be the most appropriate lift point and method for this. If I put this in here, okay, so if I put that there, and what if I grabbed it right there? It's still going to grab the wrong way. Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness. All right, so that doesn't really give us lift on the side of the body until it gets all the way up in the air, which is still going to bend the body card. That's not a good thing. Yeah, so if we take this here, not going to go high enough. Oh, do it the other way. Do it this way. Let's try that. Let's see how that works. Still probably not going to be high enough for me to do what I'm trying to accomplish, but we can always give it a shot. Let's make this as tight as possible. The lower I can pick it, the more effective the lift is going to be. But the challenge is I don't have a lot of low lift points here in the old back of the car, now that the car is completely taken apart. So therein lies the problem. Okay, so let's see what happens when we try this on both sides, and let's see if this gives us any effective okay. It's a lot higher than I wanted it to be, but all you can do is all you can do, right? Okay, so now I have the chain to the body and not the body cart. Now we have to see. It's always a challenge to do what you think you can do. man, would I love to have this freaking thing right here in the middle of the car. That would make me very happy. Okay, well, let's see what happens here. So now what it's doing is now just simply bending the car. And it's also not maintaining lift. Let's try that. Okay, why are you pinching on that? That's not good. Okay, so the problem now is the body is pinching on the actual lift cylinder. So this is also not going to work. So that didn't work. Okay, the chain is long enough. I wonder I can just grab the cart. That's one more try and then we'll just kind of give up at that point. Not give up, but you know what I mean. Now, the only other thing is to try to come from the back. I just don't know how much. Let's measure that. I'd like not to have to open the garage door. It would really be a wonderful thing to not have to open that garage door. Okay, so there's my shackles. $49. Yeah, it won't reach. We'd have to be in the trunk. So you can see the challenges we have here in trying to make this work. The only other thing you could try to do, or we could try to do, is to pick it up from the side, which is also less than ideal. So in Nick versus the car, today currently, it's car 1, Nick 0. We had made every attempt to see how effective we could be to try to lift the car. The problem is the angles and the length of our engine hoist does not, it really precludes us from being able to do this. What it really needs to happen is it really needs to be right there. And even if I were to cut the dashboard out, which I really don't want to do, just slide it in, I still have to deal with all of this underneath here. So that's a major operation. So yeah, so the car is winning, which is fine. And I really don't know if we're going to be successful in doing what we thought we could do, which is get the car upright. I may have to build a flip stand or tilt stand to do the next step
I really don't want to, but I may have to. Because I just don't want to be underneath the car at all, for any reason whatsoever, if I could avoid it. So, that'll be the ending point of this segment of this battle. And when we return, for you it'll be just a few seconds, for me it'll be however long it's going to be. We will be continuing this battle to get the car high enough in the rear so that I can do the cutting of the final parts of the car. From Project 21F here at Parts Unknown in the middle of the Gobi Desert. Oh, it is. It's on to the next adventure. Keep trucking, guys. Keep going. Don't stop. It's going to happen for you. It's going to happen for you. I see you in there. Goodbye.